Okay, welcome back to Business Thursday. Sorry I've had a few weeks in between now and the last one. But remember, the last time we chatted, we talked about revenues and costs. So revenue is the money that your business will bring in. And costs, remember, are those dollars that you have to spend for your supplies, your advertising, your equipment, to pay your employees, things like that. So we've been using a really great example of a dog walking business, which is something that you can do this week, this month, this year. I'm thinking about doing it because you can make pretty good money. So remember last time we talked about the revenue would be $150 per week, and that equals $7,800 a year. So I have that here, right here. It's a lot of money. And so the next step to understanding your business is working on the profit equation, which I have written here for you. So profit equals revenue minus cost. So in our dog walking example, we're making $7,800 a year of revenue. So now we have to subtract the cost to see how much profit we have. And profit is the money you get to keep at the end. So our example costs that we talked about were leashes, treats, doggy bags, for the doo-doo, website and advertising. So I estimated a yearly cost, because remember we're talking about yearly revenue. You need to make sure that when you're working this equation, you're using the same unit of measurement for time. So a year's worth of leashes, $50, a year's worth of treats, $200, $50 for dog bags, $200 for a website, assuming that you build your own. You're very smart, I believe in you, you can do it. $300 in advertising. And that would equal total cost for the year $800. You subtract 800 from 7,800, and you get $7,000 of profit, which is pretty nice. And this means your dog walking business is profitable. Does that make sense? If you have a positive number in the profit after you subtract your cost from your revenue, you're a profitable business. And that's ideal. That's what we're really hoping for. Okay, but on the flip side, you have an unprofitable business. So let's say that your costs are more than your revenue. It's not good, but it happens. So let's say in this example that you didn't want to learn HTML, you didn't want to learn how to make a website, you're busy walking dogs, so you hire your friend Amanda to build your website for you. That's awesome, but Amanda wants to charge you $8,000 for it. I wouldn't recommend paying anyone that much for your dog walking website, but let's say you did it. So your total cost now is different, and it's $8,600 with the more expensive website, but still the same costs for treats and things like that. So you subtract $8,600 from your revenue, which is still $7,800. So you know what happens when you subtract a large number from a smaller number? You get a negative. So you have only $800, or you have negative $800 of profit, negative. So that means you are not profitable. And business people like you and I, we call this being in the red, and it's not ideal. It's not what we're hoping for. But that's why this equation is so important. So when you're planning out your business, you find accurate estimates for your revenue and for your costs. That way you know if you're going to be really in the red, really unprofitable, or if you have an estimate, that means you're making hopefully $7,000 or more a year. And if you have a pretty extreme number, you might want to look at your estimates and make sure they're accurate. So that's what I have for us this week, and we're going to keep going on with this dog walking business example. But if you've thought of some other business ideas, I'd love to hear about them. You can type them in the comment on the blog or here on YouTube. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next week. Aw, thanks, Mama. Thanks for helping me out today.
You're welcome.
Any advice you'd like to give to the future entrepreneurs of our country?
Be passionate.
That's good. I think that's pretty good advice.